Welcome to the Own Your Family, where real stories and proven formulas are shared about leaving the rat race so you can achieve freedom and spend more quality time with your family. Get ready, mompreneurs and dadpreneurs, to get inspired by earning from home, living healthy, and aspiring for more in life with your hosts, Renat and Katrina.
Many self-employed people earn very large incomes. But just like the employee, when they stop working, so does their income. Self-employed people do have a lot more control than an employee though, but that also means they have more responsibility. As a result, success usually means working harder and working longer. Over the long run, this can lead to physical burnout and fatigue. Being self-employed can trigger health problems over time. That's why if you're self-employed, take care of yourself. Health should be your number one priority, and I made a separate episode about why you should double down on your health if you are a breadwinner or provider in the family. What is cash flow quadrant? How do people earn or generate income according to Robert Kiyosaki? Hi, it's Katrina from Own Your Family. In this episode, I will be talking about cash flow quadrant, which represents the different methods by which income or money is generated. So the cash flow quadrant is popularized by Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote a book by the same name, and it's one of the most powerful books by Robert Kiyosaki that guided me to start my entrepreneurial endeavor. I highly recommend you to read the book, so let me know what you think after reading his book. So, going back, there are different methods of generating income, all right? Each method or quadrant requires different technical skills, different educational paths, different mindsets, and different types of people. So Robert Kiyosaki said that being rich isn't determined by how much money you make. Rather, it's dependent on what you do with what you keep. Robert Kiyosaki is a hardcore investor and businessman, and he strongly believes, and you can find this in all his books and videos. He said, if you want to learn how to make true wealth, meaning something that you can pass on to your children, grandchildren, and the next generation, you need to increase your financial education. Because according to him, you will only be able to acquire true wealth on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. So I would like you to take a look at the cash flow quadrant right now. This one. The cash flow quadrant is divided into 4 types of people, which are represented by E, employee, S, self-employed, B, business, and I, investors. It is divided into 2 categories. The left side, which is the E's and the S's, they pay the most in taxes and trade their time for money. And the right, which is the B's and the I's, they are the most ideal because they pay the least tax. As you can see, each quadrant represents a different way to generate income. Some people earn money in only one quadrant, while some people earn money in 2, 3, or all 4 quadrants. So there are advantages and disadvantages to each quadrant. And definitely, each quadrant has a different mindset. But the two quadrants on the right side, the B and I, are the primary paths to financial freedom. The majority of Kiyosaki's book teaches the unique skills and mindsets required to succeed on this path. So now let me go a little bit further about each of the four quadrants. So let's talk about the E quadrant, which stands for employee. An employee has a job. This is where most people earn their income. The job itself is owned by a business, which could be a single person or a large corporation. The employee gives his or her time, energy, and skills to an employer in exchange for a paycheck and benefits. Employees can make a little or a lot of money. But the catch here is when an employee stops working, or let's say the business stops, their income stops too. This long-term lack of control over income is the primary problem of the E quadrant. An employee's financial destiny, security, and freedom are dependent upon the success of their employer. So now let's go to the S quadrant, which stands for S, self-employed. Many employees get tired of their lack of control and choose to work for themselves. The self-employed still work, but they own their job. They have the freedom to choose which task, project, or gig they want to do. These S people are choosy in terms of which job or task to do. The S quadrant includes dentists, insurance agents, restaurant owners. We have realtors, handyman, freelancers, artists, and other service-based providers. Many self-employed people earn very large incomes. But just like the employee, when they stop working, so does their income. Self-employed people do have a lot more control than an employee though, but that also means they have more responsibility. As a result, success usually means working harder and working longer. Over the long run, this can lead to physical burnout and fatigue. Being self-employed can trigger health problems over time. That's why if you're self-employed, take care of yourself. Health should be your number one priority. And I made a separate episode about why you should double down on your health if you are a breadwinner or provider in the family. Check it out in the description. All right. Now let's jump over to the right side of the cash flow quadrant, starting with the B quadrant, which stands for business, big business. Those in the B quadrant own a system and lead people. The systems and people who work for the business can run successfully without the business owner's constant involvement. The same types of businesses could be run by self-employed owners and business owners. For example, a house builder could own and work in his own construction business. Or a business owner could create a construction business and hire quality construction workers. He can also hire administrators and a manager to run the systems of the construction business. Lastly, we have the I quadrant, which stands for investors. Investors own assets that produce income. this is the quadrant for truly passive income. This is what they say you earn while you sleep. Investors in this quadrant have usually accumulated money earned in one or more of other three quadrants. Meaning to say you could earn the money from being an employee, self-employed, or a business owner. And they let the money go to work and produce even more money for themselves. In short, they invested the money in income-generating activities, and that's what makes them investors. Investors often purchase shares of companies owned by those in the B quadrants. And the capital from the investors helps to fuel the systems created by the business owner. And this fuel can lead to even greater growth, meaning more income for everyone involved. The point here is that there are multiple paths to financial independence, but most of them ultimately lead to the right side of the quadrant, B and I. So if you want to achieve greater financial independence and freedom, it will pay to start learning the skills and mindset required to make this move to the right side. My question for you now is, which quadrant or quadrants best represent your current situation? Let me know in the comment section. And if you are in the left category, which are employees and self-employed, how would you transition or move to the right side, which is the business owners and investors? So we're going to be talking about the transition to the right side in the next episode. For now, that's it about what is cash flow quadrant and how people earn according to Robert Kiyosaki. So if you think this video is valuable, feel free to like and share. And don't forget to sign up for your free account at www.ownyourfamily.com to start your journey to time freedom. Thank you and see you in the next episode.
Thanks for listening. Join our online family by signing up for your free account at www.ownyourfamily.com and begin your journey to freedom. Want to get there faster? Book a strategy call with us at ownyourfamily.com/book a call. As always, be sure to leave a rating and subscribe to our podcast and channel so you never miss a future episode.